Alright, welcome back to the National Stadium, a victorious Jamaican team, and beside me is Coach Vernan, your first major championship, your first major title. How do you feel?
Delighted for the country, I'm delighted for the players. I'm obviously pleased for myself, but after the disappointment of going out to the World Cup, we need to give the country a lift, and we did that by winning the Digicel Cup. So, you know, I'm really pleased.
And finally, the performance, how do you describe it this evening? Were you satisfied?
Well, we created a few shots in the first half. I really could have scored 3 or 4 goals. We got very sloppy towards the end with our passing in the last 20 minutes. But overall, it's been a hard tournament. Grenada came and they did really well. So while, you know, we got a bit sloppy in the second half, overall I'm happy. Yeah.
I know you want us to be very brief, but tell me about the overall strategy coming into the tournament. Were you envisioning at the end of the championship on the 14th, the 9th, you'll be lifting the crown?
When we came into the championship,
who is the revelation for you from this tournament in terms of that personnel?
I think Morrison and Austin in midfield were immense. You know, they worked tirelessly, they tackled, they got forward, you know, and they played all the games. So those two were my players of the tournament.
All right. Thanks very much and all the best.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it. John Barnes, his first major title here in Jamaica, and it's the Jamaicans' 4th major title, the CONCACAF region, in the Caribbean region rather. It's back to you, Wayne Walker and Clyde Giordini.
Thank you very much. So the preparation underway for the presentation. As you can see, what they're doing at the moment is making the presentation to the referees who work the final. And the presentation, of course, is being done by Lyle Austin, chairman of the CFU, and the CONCACAF referees committee, and the phones being presented to the referees. Of course, the man handing out the phones is Mr. Kieran Foley. He is the head of sponsorship for Digicel, and the referees just collecting their medallions and mobile phones. Medallions by Mr. Lyle Austin and the mobile phone by Mr. Foley from Digicel. And following that, they'll be making of course, the silver medals will be presented to the beaten finalist, Grenada. That will be done by Captain Horace Burrell, president of the Jamaica Football Federation, at the extreme left on the podium there. And Neil Brazan, the man who worked the final this evening from Trinidad and Tobago, well done, collecting his medallion from Lyle Austin and his mobile handset from Mr. Kieran Foley. Now, the Grenadans are going to be making their way up onto the podium in a bit to check from Mr. Kieran Foley on the extreme right of the screen.
Mr. Colin Class joins them on stage with his trademark apple hat and suit.
So the Grenadans, as we look at them making their way onto the podium, this is Ricky Charles leading the team up, and of course he's followed by Marshall, then the goalkeeper. This is Ricky Charles. Good tournament for him. Handshake there from Mr. Foley. Marshall, defender. This is Desmond Noel, goalkeeper. And it's a limping there is Shannon Phillips. He was taken off. This is Dwayne Leo, another key man for them. Frederick, the substitute. And of course the number 14, Marcus Julian. Shane Rennie, 25. And so move along. This is Kitson Bain, the man who ended up with 5 goals, just like Luton Shelton of Jamaica. And move on. This is Juan Baptiste. Done their country proud. They must be proud of what they achieved. Now the coaching staff and the backroom staff as well. It's a goalkeeper coach there. And you notice we have not yet seen Anthony Modeste, the captain. He's normally the last amongst the players, but he's last amongst the players and officials because he's also the coach. Here he is, a broad grin, being greeted warmly there by Captain Horace Burrell, captain of the local team, local champions here. Well done to Anthony Modeste. And you will get a round of applause from this game. He's well up here in Jamaica. $70,000 US there by Mr. Kieran Foley and Modeste. Sure, you look inside this man, he's so disappointed and doesn't like to settle for a second half, but has no choice. So the presentation ceremony continues. The presentation now of the most valuable player, and very interesting to see who the MVP of the tournament will be your pick.
Yes, well, of the tournament for me, Luton Shelton.
Well, let's see.
Between Luton Shelton and Kissel Bain, for my money, it was Luton Shelton tonight.
Well, Eric Vernan is the MVP of the tournament. And an outstanding tournament he has had. Brilliant tournament for Eric Vernan. And a player who made a belated entry into the Jamaica national team, one must say, now collecting the most valuable player of the tournament award. Nice little trophy there. And of course he's collecting a check and a mobile handset actually from Mr. Karen Foley, the sponsorship manager for Digicel. So an outstanding tournament for him and a deserved award for this young little dynamo who chases down the flanks so often for Jamaica.
Well,
and
congratulations to him. Outstanding tournament, 2 goals and awarded two penalties in the final for Jamaica this afternoon. He's number 8, Eric Vernan, doing well throughout.
Austin Warner took the championship trophy back in Trinidad. And Jason Morrison, one of the players that coach John Barnes says is a revelation for him, leading the way for the Jamaicans. And followed here by Wolf. Then Rudolph Austin, we're in the number 17.
That's Rafi Wolf,
number 19. Then the number 7 for Jamaica is Dane Richards. Followed right behind by Sean Fraser. Tonight didn't play in the semi-final either. And Brian Woodbine with the number 16 there. And they move along. 19. Kenny Moody, the number 6 there. Omar Cummings, number 2. And Shavar Thomas in the number 5. That is what 24 teams started out battling for. Came down to 8. And then tonight it came down to 2. And Donovan Ricketts, the big boots of his, just gracing the podium. This is John Barnes. Eric Vernan, MVP of the tournament, and John Barnes collecting his medallion, followed by the assistant coach Theodore Whitmore being given a bit of talking to there by the Zephyr and their proud people. Most of them winning this for a second time in 3 years, so they know what it's like and know what it feels like to wear gold medals around their necks as the Jamaicans confetti will come down. And pop the champagne later on. Tyrone Marshall, the captain there, for the last. Now getting his goals early. Handing him a check for $120,000 US. And the Jamaicans will be jumping on that just like in Porto or Manchester United, Inter Milan or AC Milan are crowned European champions. And that will follow in just a bit. And the trophy here to be handed over to Tyrone Marshall. Proud moment here for this long-standing servant of Jamaican football. Jamaica are champions. Their confetti representing the colors of the sponsors Digicel just going off there, covering the players as the Jamaicans celebrate in the evening here in Kingston. Caribbean champions for a 4th time.
While the Jamaican team celebrate, and well, they should congratulations to them for a wonderful tournament. Coach John Barnes makes his mark. Theodore Whitmore carry on this illustrious resume that he has put, and the Jamaican team under Captain Tyrone Marshall walks away with the big title of Digicel Caribbean Champions 2008 and the trophy to show with $120,000 US. There is number 14 talent to end his career.
Having a quiet moment there, that time the cap with the Jamaican coach Theodore Whitmore joining in there as well. So Clyde Giardini, we have come to the journey. The Jamaicans ended up champions. I suppose one begrudge them of this, they deserve it. But we have had so many standing moments in just 5 seconds. Could you put the tour into perspective?
Wonderful, competitive, and in the end, glorious for Jamaica.
All right, so we've come to the end of our broadcast. Thank you to the viewers of the Eastern Caribbean. Thank you to the international viewer Fox Soccer Channel for the final time from the national